Hello guys and welcome to my channel. I'm Amanda and today we are here with our Sunday video, which is a painting of a bear. I used gouache and watercolour for this, mainly Winsor Newton gouache and Schmincke watercolour, and I used Hobbycraft watercolour paper as well as a De La Rune System 3 brush in the number 4. So that's the supplies that I used. The first thing that I'm doing is going through and painting all of the base block colours in watercolour. If I could go back and do this again, I probably would paint the full bear in the darkest colour that you see here and then go over it with lighter gouache colours. It would have been easier for me to get the detail and to get the colours that I wanted if I did it that way. I actually quite like the bear as it is here, but obviously it needed more detail, so I went in with some more gouache later, but right now I am going in with the watercolour. If you have been watching my channel for a while, you will know that I really want to get into doing lots of animals in an illustrative style, but I'm just kind of doing what comes naturally to me. I'm not thinking about the way I'm going to do it or how I'm going to come about doing the detail. And this idea, of course, was Taz. She asked me to do a bear, so I decided to do one. She asked me a while ago actually, but I just got round to doing it now. And she named the bear, or rather Laurie named the bear and she agreed and then added Yogi at the end. The bear's name is Bernard, but like Bear-nard. Get it? Yeah? Yeah? Okay. Bernard Yogi. I'm starting to put more detail in, and what I did with the gouache and the watercolour was mix it together. So I used a colour like white or blue with the gouache, and then I mixed in different browns and different red tones and some yellows with the watercolour, just so that I could use the watercolour colours but also have the opacity to lay it on top. Also, I want to say that I'm very sorry about the camera. Sometimes I'm not even in shot. I'm still getting used to this setup. My camera tripod is right next to my chair, and if I move my chair sometimes it hits the tripod and I don't notice, so I quickly fix it. Yeah, I'm just still trying to get used to it. I really do want to find a better camera solution, but right now this is what we've got to deal with. As for the detail of the fur, I could have went in with a smaller brush and did loads and loads of tiny little detailed strokes, and that would have made it more realistic. The tinier details that you can get, the more realistic your drawing looks. But I didn't really want to do that because one, it would have took me forever. This drawing, painting in particular, I think took me 4.5 hours, which is usually about the time that I spend on my paintings and drawings, although I should take much longer time, but I can't seem to get past that 4-way mark. Anyway, if I had spent longer on this and did a lot more detail, then it would have looked a lot more realistic, but I just decided to want to go to maybe semi-realism, kind of cartoony style, but not really, if you get what I mean. I had so much fun doing all these little details though, and trying to figure out where I should put down the first layer of the strokes so that I could overlay on top of it, because the bear's fur obviously overlays each other, and it was quite fun to figure that out. It was really hard for me to overlay white and the creamy colour on top of the drawing because it just didn't seem to want to stick out very well. Obviously gouache dries a lot darker than what it does if you use lighter colours. So, hold on. The lighter colours dry darker, and the darker colours dry lighter. The solution for the recording might not be very good, but the solution for me actually painting it is very, very good. I sat here for about 4 hours with 1 or 2 breaks, and I managed to paint the full thing without hurting my back or my neck, which I usually do if I have it straight down. So it's like an easel, but it's a desktop drawing board, and it's slanted, so obviously it's facing towards me upright, so I don't have to bend down or slouch. And that's really important in artists, because artists tend to bend, slouch and hurt their necks and their backs really badly if they work on a piece far too much. But this drawing board really does help. I got it from Hobbycraft for £20, and I got the A2 version. There was an A3 version for £15 as well though. I will say it is very flimsy, and as soon as I got it out of the box, one of the bars had already came out of its little hole and I had to put it in, and I have to keep on putting it in because it pops out, but with a little super glue that'll be good as new. I'm not gonna lie, towards the end and doing the face I was getting a little bit not bored, but I was getting a little bit annoyed. It was a tedious process, and I wished that I started with the face, but the problem is that the reason I started with the bottom was because I knew that all the fur on top of the bear was gonna layer on top of the bottom layer, so I had to start bottom to top to make the fur make sense. Otherwise it would have looked like his fur was going up the way instead of down. This is definitely the part where I got frustrated and couldn't do what I wanted. Also, that thing under his eye, that lighter patch on the left hand side, was very annoying because I couldn't get it any lighter than that, and that was supposed to be a highlight. This bear is supposed to be looking cute, but I think that I made him look more angry than cute. What do you guys think? This bear is a reference from pmp-art.com, but I didn't really follow the reference that closely. I did put extra highlights and darker spots in the areas that weren't in the picture, and I also made the fur a lot more illustrative than realistic, because it is a realistic bear that I'm copying off of. I will, however, put the reference link in the description below if you want to paint this bear as well. If you paint this bear, you can sell it. It's all royalty free, and it doesn't matter if you sell it to somebody else, because you have rights to that. They have given you permission to sell your artwork. Talking about selling it, I think I'm going to put it in my Redbubble store. It will probably be there by the time this goes live, so if you want to check that out, if you want a print of this or anything, then you can get it in the description below. We are coming to a fast end on this piece. I hope you did enjoy it. Please remember to comment, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and stay around to see the full version, as well as a couple of links that you can go to check out any of my other channels and videos. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye!